Hello everyone, it is Christine here and I'm back for Thrifty Thursday, and I have for you some lovely gorgeous goodies that I got at the Embroiderers Guild Destash sale that was last week. I went along there particularly looking for some items for my coral reef fibre and textile piece that I'm going to be working on and sharing videos on, and also for an upcoming strawberry themed piece that I've got in mind, and just looking for any other lovely vintagey bits and pieces to add to my collection, but being quite discerning. Now, one of the things that really caught my eye actually from across the room was a lady had some lovely, very well priced vintage tea towels, and I spotted this one and it looks just like a vintage sampler, and you're probably thinking it's got all this cross stitching across it, but it's actually a print of a vintage sampler on linen. It's a beautiful quality. Got very sweet little designs. Again, those designs can be a lovely inspiration if you want to do your own little cross stitching. I love the birds, love the animals, the very sort of naive style animals down here. So it's called R-E-I-N, and then I thought it was linen, but it's L-E-I-N-E-N. And yeah, beautiful quality. So that was a lovely little find. And all nicely laundered. So I'll just pop them behind me. I'll also be showing you at the end of this video a lovely bundle of goodies from the lovely Sue or Susan at the White Vintage. So that's who I'll be showing you later. Sorry for the light shining in. So we will come back to that. Then there was this little bag that I couldn't open up there at the thing, but it was only a few dollars. And I thought it looked very interesting because I could see some really petite and gorgeous little embroideries, and it looks like someone has cut out, probably from vintage handkerchiefs I think, but they are the most exquisite and delicate little embroideries. Look at that one. Look how fine it is. And I think, yeah, no, it's all done by hand, but it is exquisite. So I don't know if they were planning to put it together because they've got these little ruled pieces around it. Let me just unclip them. So these are some of the little dotty sort of embroidered ones. I don't know if it makes a shape or something. Maybe it was meant to be the sort of corners of something. And then it's got these longer pieces. So I feel it was meant to be maybe some sort of quilt block or something. That maybe that was meant to go around the edge. Let's just have an experiment because they were all pinned together. So I feel that someone had something in mind for them. Yeah, I think it was probably meant to be some sort of, or maybe this is how they used to make those ones, and they would put like cut work in between the pieces. This one hasn't had its little dots put on, but presumably the dots would sort of sit in like that. So I think that's what was intended for this. Now I don't know what it was actually going to be turned into, but I'll keep it in its original form in case I have a brainwave that kind of wants to use. It's very fine linen, and as I say, just the most lovely embroidery on it. And these aren't going rusty, so I think I can safely use those pins. Won't leave them in there obviously forever. And then this one has this lovely bit of a handkerchief, and then the rest are plain. And then this one has this gorgeous, look at these. So they've done the fabric and then they've done the stitching around them. And then there's some more lovely little pieces, little ones in here with the decorative corners. So I imagine that's what it was going to be, some sort of little quilt blocks. Beautiful one there, and another beautiful one here, and then some plain ones, and then another lovely one here, another beautiful one there. Look at that. Look how fine these little details are. Isn't that amazing? And then some more little dotty bits on there, and then another one here. So I am planning a project with vintage handkerchiefs, so I'm sure I can incorporate these little snippets, but I might just have a closer look at another time at leisure and just see if it does sort of suggest itself as a project in this particular form. They'd also be fabulous actually, those little tidbits, for my recent project, my most recent video, where I was showing you how you can make your own vintage embroidered necklace. Now, my lovely friend Sharon has mentioned that Pauline Franklin I think in Perth runs, and I think Pauline might move around, also runs workshops or makes some of these as well. So definitely check out Pauline Franklin, which just goes to show something I've been saying for quite a while. There's so many people coming up with ideas all over the place, and it's just lovely that we can all mix and meld. I did have a quick look at Pauline's website, and hers seemed to be a bit more sort of freeform, so I'm assuming she's not making them around a template like I did in my last video. But if you're interested in these and you haven't seen that, you can just make really lovely things with little scraps of vintage embroidery. So that's just a little idea for you. So I'll pop those behind me. This one I imagine probably is a sort of an ethnic little purse, but I just thought it was lovely. And because I wear a lot of black in winter, but often I do just want something I can slip my phone into and my wallet, I thought this would be a lovely size. And it's then got this pocket at the back as well, which is great if I'm going out with Travis, because I can put his little training treats in there as well in a Ziploc bag. So that was cute. This was made by one of the seller's mums, because I was chatting to her and she said, yeah, I can't keep all the things that mum has made. And I said, well, I'll treasure it for your mum in a different place. But I thought it could go on my family heirloom quilt, because I've got the panel with my mum, because she loved her chooks, always had chooks when we were growing up. And so I thought this could be a nice one to add to the mix. So it's a pot mitt. And it's even got the name, J. Ellis 2001. So 24 years old already, this particular pot mitt, but it's got a lovely, patchworking in the middle and these sweet little buttons. So then this one I saw, and that was from the same lady. It does have some staining. I haven't yet tried to wash it, but I just thought it was a beautiful and interesting design that was on the border and all over the middle as well. And I thought these would be lovely just to use as individual elements in things. It's something I don't have in my collection in terms of that particular style of crochet work on the edge, and there's a lot of it, and it is a beautiful linen. It will be interesting to see if it comes up clean, but I'm planning to use it for cutting out these elements. I'm not too fussed. If it doesn't come up clean, then that gives me free will to cut away. So I'll pop those as I go into my washing pile, but I thought I'd show you everything first. This is real silk and from the same lady, and I thought all these wonderful colours would be great for my coral piece, so that's what I got that for. So I'll put that over with my coral pile. Then they had just some little bundles of goodies. So let me grab these out. These were, I think, upstairs at the Destash. So this one, lovely. Looks like a Liberty. I'm not sure if it is, but thought they'd be beautiful, lovely to stitch into, like for one of my bright Fleur Woods inspired pieces. Lovely vintage print, almost reminds me of a feed sack. Lovely sweet little design, dots and spots. Now these will be good, I think, to go mixed in with my strawberry project, so I might make a little strawberry pile over here too. What was I thinking? Yeah, I think that one could even go strawberries. And I was thinking even this one as well. So anything that's sort of like that ready colour. This one I am planning a bird project as well. So I couldn't resist these little birds with their watering cans. Aren't they sweet? And I'll probably have to start another pile for my lovely friend Sally. She loves yellows, and I think she would find that quite sweet as well. And then this one you're probably thinking, oh, it's donuts, but actually it is sheep. And isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And I love that there's sort of a blacky coloured sheep amongst the flock. Sometimes I feel a bit like a black sheep myself. Oh, isn't that cute? It's got little bunnies on its selvage. Does it have a name? In case anyone's, yes. Darling Little Dickens by Lydia Nelson, and Darling Quilts for Moda. So there you go, a lovely Moda fabric, and someone's obviously used a little bit of it, but it's still got a huge amount left in it for me to have lovely fun with. So yeah, couldn't resist that. It's actually, I'll make a bird's pile as well. That will go in my Easter drawer. And then this really reminded me of a Liberty, and actually feels like a Liberty as well. It's got a selvage, but I don't think it's got the name on it to confirm for sure that it's a Liberty. No, it's just got the little markings. But it's lovely. Really, really lovely. Just get it folded, because it was folded neat. I'll probably end up putting them around my little postcards, which is how I store my smaller foldable pieces. So I hope you're having a lovely day or a lovely evening. I'm having a very busy week with work, but all is good. Now this one, because I am planning my strawberry piece, and I still haven't decided if maybe on the back of that piece I'll do broader berries, and I thought berries and cherries. So I got this. It's a huge amount, but it was on their sort of Destash table. It is called Fruit Cocktail by Chloe's Closet, again from Moda, so it's a really nice quality. I'll probably end up giving away some of this, or if I ever end up doing a bit of a destash myself, I probably don't need this whole quantity of it, but it's a lovely fabric. Now I'm going to take that little bit of tape off it, so we don't need to keep that. So yeah, really beautiful. Put that down with my fabrics, and then another bundle of little fabrics. Again, that could probably go in my strawberry stash. Oh, and these were some lovely ones that, have a really vintagey little look to them. This one has little rabbits. Isn't that sweet? Little rabbits and flying. That looks so feed sacky to me. So I'll put that with my rabbity bits. This one has little children riding on little horses and things. Isn't that beautiful? Again, very feed sacky inspired, very vintage fabric. That one's just a nice little sort of basic design. This one came in a bundle. This I'll probably put with my strawberry one, and then this one's sort of some brighter colours. I'll just put that in my general stash. So I might actually put these two over with my actual feed sack fabrics, because they really are reminiscent, I think. This was again from the upstairs of the Embroiderers Guild goodies, and it's a lovely wool fabric. So I guess like a wool felt. I don't think it's particularly sort of fray, so I think it'll be lovely. And that blue, absolutely adore it, and it's a really good quantity. Great if you're making containers or vessels, or if you're wanting to back something. So I thought that would be super useful. I don't think I need to wash that one. And then couldn't resist another little bears and dogs and things. Thought that was very cute. And this one I got because it had strawberries on a cake, so I will put that into my strawberry pile. This one I think is by that designer that I had that lovely Christmas fabric from. I can't remember her name, and I think I've had a diary that Alex's mum gave me from her as well. Yeah, there's nothing on the selvage, but she does these beautiful animal designs. Yeah, the pandas and the ducks, the penguins, rabbits. Yeah, I just think they're beautiful, and I think these would be really lovely just to sort of fussy cut out, make little ornaments or little cards, little brooches. So yeah, that's got a lot of possibility in it. And then this one, I think I was thinking my strawberries, because it almost reminds me of a strawberry design. I love a bit of Japanese fabric. This had a real vintage sort of Japanese feel to it, and it's lovely. It feels like it might even have some silk in it. So that was a good find. This one was $3. Although I do confess that the lady upstairs, she sort of took my bundle of goodies, put them all in, and went something like, oh, $20 for the entire bag. So I'm sure I actually ended up with an even better bargain. And so this is what someone has made, I'm guessing, as some sort of either very enlarged needle book or a sort of a book that they were going to put something into. But I'm sure I will find a good purpose for it. But it's all lovely sewed, and I thought, oh, isn't that just, I mean, it's probably doing something really weird to the camera and your eyes, but I thought, isn't that a fun design? And I could see myself maybe putting buttons or something in the middle of those, so I thought that would be I couldn't let it go, basically. And then a lovely bright crisp cotton, and there's quite a lot of this because it's a thin, but it's got a good, really sort of tight weave to it, and I thought the design was quite lovely. And then this one here, again, beautiful design, reminds me of some of those retro sheets and things, and there's plenty of that, plenty to share. And keep going. I'll just bring these out. These were, I think, on a new store, but I couldn't resist them because I've got from Alex's grandpa, which I keep in my craft room because it's so handy. I've got a large one of these, but I thought, oh, wouldn't this be great to put in my little travelling kit? A smaller little right angle ruler, because sometimes you do, mostly I'm pretty bodgy in my cutting, but sometimes you do want to get a better cut. So I got two of those, one for the craft room and one for the travelling kit. So I'll put that over perhaps with my travelling goodies over here. Then let me put my ruler back as well before I misplace that. Everything has to have a place because then you can always find it. So this was $12. And has a whole lot of different blue braids. Now again, these will be great in my texture pieces, great if I'm just wanting to make like a necklace or something. This is great to use for a necklace, but there was just such a great variety. Something like that, like you'd pay a good few dollars for a mixture of that anyway, so I thought, yeah, the bargain was there, plus you got the container as well. So I thought that was a very, very good buy. So I'm all set on my sort of blue braids. And then I got this one, which reminds me of one of the goodies I've got from my Nana, and it's definitely, this is vintage, her wool Alecchino. So I think it's an Italian. It's a viscose, but I just love the sheen on it and the beautiful colours. So that will go in my little thread collection. I might even use some of that in my coral reef actually, so I'll put it over there. This one was $3 and it's the sweetest little vintage, probably originally a card, I think. I couldn't quite work out what these little holes would have been for, but in fact maybe it was like worn on an occasion or something. But it's got this sweet little, probably a religious icon, and this little stitched together almost like a little pouch or something. So I thought, oh, isn't that will just go on my little vintage decoration table outside my sewing room. I got a rabbit, which again I seem to be starting a little collection of pin cushions. A lot of them are those lovely square ones with either the sort of the cross stitch on them or other sort of intricate designs, but I couldn't resist this little rabbit, and I thought he might be a cute little design for us to make at some point together as well. I'll make a replica of the design, but yeah, he will go out on that table. Then I got a whole bag of threads. I love to get these mixed bags because you get such a wonderful variety. They will take some untangling, and if I can't untangle them, they'll end up in my fibre and textile works. But often I do love to just grab from a grab bag. Often when I go away travelling, I'll take a grab bag of these because you can get quite a lot of threads in a little space. And there was this huge hank of this one, which is, looks like it's maybe German, Kunstsage. But again, just love that colour. So I'll probably again put these with my little coral reef goodies first up, because I think some of these colours would be absolutely brilliant for the coral reef. And then eventually I will take the time progressively to untangle them and put them onto my little cards. And then another lovely little thread that was in that bag as well. Then we have some vintage embroideries. Again, I haven't washed these. I couldn't resist this one. It had the most lovely stitched koala on it, and I just thought it was such a sweet saying, hello, good morning. And then it has the place where you can probably put the serviette or the cutlery, and then it has this little bit of gum blossom down there. So I'm not sure if these stains are going to be permanent on it, but I thought if they are, I can always use the individual elements, or I could indeed put some of my own stitching over those little areas, because I thought it might be lovely to send to a friend overseas as well. So I might pop those in my wash pile. This one is a beautiful white work embroidery. This goes this way up, which I understand. I was listening a while back, and on the radio they were talking about this particular white work was very popular for a period in Australia, and so I was intrigued to kind of have some more pieces. But it's just lovely. It's got all these little dragonflies, butterflies on it, and the stitching is just so intricate. Just look at these little dotty bits on the leaves, and look at the neatness on the back. Just amazing. So I'm just giving it a bit of a smell. I think it's actually in very good condition. I'm not sure that one. I don't think that one actually needs a wash, but I'll have a closer look at it. It does have one little stain on it, so it might still be worth just giving it a soak. Then I'll have to iron it though, of course, but that's okay. This little one with a bow stitched down. My friend Sally from Dotty B, she recently did something similar. Again, I think that's in pretty good nick. Oh, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 napkins with a lovely little stitched design on the corner and a really lovely linen. They probably do need a wash. And this was from the Embroiderers Guild vintage tablecloths table, and I thought it was really lovely because it's got these on each of the corners. So even if I don't use the whole tablecloth as it is, that's a lot of lovely little lazy daisy flowers to incorporate into something else. Again, put that over there. What was this one? Which way does it go? This way. Some lovely little flowers. Again, a beautiful linen and lots of the flowers on there. It's got one little mark, so I'll give it a soak at a future date. And then this one, just some lovely bright pinks. Again, everything was good prices on a lot of the things. Some of the sellers have higher prices, but generally pretty good prices. And isn't that lovely work? Again, a beautiful linen, and hand embroidered. Can't go past it. So they were my vintage linens. And then these were pieces, I think, for a quilt. So Sandra Boyle Vintage Stars, I'm assuming, is the quilt. And 21 pieces finished, and then a whole lot of scraps. So let me show you. I won't get all the scraps out, but it does even have the design for making the stars, if I feel so inclined. But I just thought, I couldn't go past all these lovely sort of orphaned quilt pieces, although I think these would almost make a quilt themselves, so that may be something I do with them. But I just thought that the colours really lovely and interesting. Let me just properly show you them. And so they'd be just beautiful to add to a pouch or something. This one's got cherries on it, so in fact maybe I should put that over with my little cherry collection, berry collection. I am thinking strawberries and berries, maybe fruits. Don't know. But I just love that all of the fabrics are different colours, different backings, very sort of retro vintage designs. So you imagine someone put a lot of time into making all of these, so it will be nice to find a way to honour them. I'll have to look up that name as well and see if that's a particular quilt. This one's got sweet little birds on it. Some more cherries on that one as well. So maybe actually I'll leave this one with it, but I'll store it with my other cherry berry things so I remember that that's what it's for. And then, yeah, as I mentioned, there's all the little quilt blocks and lots of spare fabrics as well for making things. So pop that up with my berries and cherries. Got some, and these can go probably with my little Easter display. Couldn't resist these little vintage painted Easter eggs. I think they're absolutely lovely. So I'll pop them, put them aside to go away. This one to go with my other vintage pin cushions. Sweet little design, little check. Where did I put? Oh, there's my other pin cushion. A box of buttons, and I saw some particular ones that made me want to get it, but when I opened up the box I was like, oh, that's a really cute little button box or little storage box. But this is a glass button and this is a glass button. These ones are lovely. Look how beautiful and big they are. They could be great for my coral piece. There's a lovely fabric button in here, some that are very good colours for my family heirloom quilt. Other fabric buttons, some lovely ones. I don't think they're glass, no. So yeah, a lovely little find there. Oh, look at this one, a huge button. Look how it's sort of got luminous colour around it. I'm not sure how well that's gonna, well, I think you'll be able to see that on the video. It's sort of got this luminosity around it, a rainbow, almost like a kaleidoscope effect. But yeah, these ones are incredible. They could be great for my coral reef. Oops, let's put these properly back in. So that's an organizer box of buttons. And then there were some mixed bags of braids, and again I just spotted something that made me get the bag, even though I probably didn't need all the things in the bag. I saw this braid, which I absolutely love, really vintage braids. And look at this one, it's got little ducks with an umbrella and a little dog running. And then look at this one with little birds and a little cottage. Sorry, I don't know if it's going to focus. I'll just click the screen. So very sweet, and got a dog and a bird there. So I was thrilled with those. Only a little bit of the one at the bottom, and then a decent quantity of this one with the little dog, which is very sweet. And then some other ribbons in there too, which are quite nice too. This has got, I don't actually know, they almost look like dogs, but I think they're meant to be whales. Not sure, but whimsical whales. And then this is a wired ribbon, which can be useful. You can do some lovely flowers and other things with those. So I'll add those into my trim collection. There was a bag of silk pieces, which again I thought could be very, very useful. So some lovely purples, some beautiful maroni paisley effects, some orange, some reds into nice burgundy pinks, and look at on this green, lovely green one, and then these ones as well. So yeah, I thought they could be great. What does that say? Right side. So they look like they're offcuts from something, or maybe samples, who knows, but I thought they could be very, very useful. Lots of things that are very useful. Just need all the time in the day for all the ideas that go through my head. ease those back in. Another one, I think this was from their little $1 bag, but I thought it was a very cute little embroidered pin cushion. So I'll pop that with my pin cushions. And then for $5, got this entire container of beads. So I think there'll be another video where I sort beads, because I've got a whole bag of beads as well. And there's some real treasures in here, I think. Beautiful. Look at some of these. Look at that. These little ones. This is a glass bead. So yeah, I think that will be another video, but couldn't go past, even just for the container. But the beads also are a great find. Now, those are my beads. Then on their walls, they had a whole range, and I'll just have to angle this so we don't get the light shining off it, a whole bunch of tapestries and cross stitches and embroideries framed up. And they were crazy prices. The prices they were charging would have been the price if you, probably less than if you tried to actually get a piece framed. So this one is professionally framed. And $10 for this one, and I am planning a bird themed piece, which I think is now going to be a large scale piece based on this one, and also this amazing one, which is going to be so big to show you, but it's the most beautiful peacock with all these luscious roses and flowers, and look at those really vibrant, gorgeous colors. This one's in a lovely frame, and it's so funny, I've got some similar pieces to this, not the peacock from Alex's grandmother, which probably go back further in the family, and it's got the same framing on it. I'm not sure if this one has any details on the frame. Yes, it does. And so it's got Lemon Tree Gallery, 8 Henry Parry Drive, East Gosford, New South Wales. And it's a phone number 241364. So I think that's dating that in time, because our phone numbers have changed a lot since then. So I could probably look it up, and I will, because I am intrigued. It probably won't, if I do my project and put this in it, I will be taking it out of the frame. But in the meantime, while I still have quite a few projects on the go, I'll get to enjoy looking at this, and I'll put it on my display table outside the room. And then I got this one for Alex, which I haven't given him yet because I wanted to show you, because it reminds me of Alpine Victoria and the beautiful mountains and the autumn trees. They've used some lovely little specks of metallic thread just to highlight some parts of the piece. And again, beautiful framing on that. And that's created by Margaret Nicholas, member of the Guild, from 1990 through to 2021. So what a lovely little bit of history of the Embroiderers Guild of Victoria that I now have to keep. So that is those. And then there is a container of other bits and bobs, we will call them. So I'll put it to the side. This one is in a plasticky frame, so I'll probably end up removing this piece of embroidery, and I think I'll probably turn it into a little pin cushion. Not sure how easy it will be to remove. I think it will be quite easy. And we'll just have a little look. Might be backed to something, so I might have to kind of peel it away. Oh no, I think it was probably going to peel away quite okay, and then I can probably cut it out and stitch it onto then a little pin cushion or something. So I'll put that over with my pin cushions to make, and I don't think I need to keep that other outer piece. This one is a lovely beaded ring. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it's always helpful to have these sorts of rings, whether it does end up in one of my, I mean, it could be quite nice actually standing up as part of my texture piece. So I'll pop it over with that for now. They had some of this jewellery wire, which again I thought could be great for my texture piece, because sometimes you want to make things that stand, because I'm going to have an octopus as part of my piece, so this could be very handy for the legs. These are incredibly heavy. They are like marbles, but they're actually beads, Don't know if they would have originally been part of a necklace, but they are beautiful, beautiful. And again, I thought they could be fabulous for future fibre projects. Over there. An array of little beads, sort of plasticky ones, but I just loved the bright colours of these, and again I thought they could be fabulous for my coral reef. These are some like fleur de lis, very sort of French looking little embellishments, and they've got a little place where you can stitch through the top, so I thought they could be fun on a pouch. Let me grab them out so you're not looking at them through plastic. Let's just see, I might need to tap so you can focus because they're all shiny. They might be a bit hard to see, but there's a lot in there, so plenty to share around. Again, thought these could be great for the coral reef. I just should take them out because it's too hard for you to see them if they're in these plastic bags. So that's them. Lovely colours. Take the next lot out before I show you. These are strung up, but again, I just think they'd be lovely embellishments on a pouch. You could use them like a button or a closure or something. Lovely wooden lacquered wood. Get these ones out of the bag. Some more very heavy glass beads that look almost like sea glass. So again, I thought I would definitely use those in my coral reef piece. So they're like bits of sea glass that have fallen to the bottom of the sea. And then there's some lovely little greeny coloured beads as well as glass also. So those ones there. I just love the sound that glass beads or buttons make. And they have that beautiful coolness to them. Just put those back in the bag carefully. Don't want to end up with beads all over my craft room. And then, yeah, I'll get them out so you can see. Probably won't get these little ones out because I think you'll be able to see the little fish, pink fish. They've got little carvings on them, so I thought they would be absolutely perfect for my piece. There were some of these little ones. Again, I thought I could use them and put sort of stitches through them, and they could be part of my reef. And then there's a whole lot of these shells which have holes in them, so I can stitch them into my reef. So that's quite a generous bag of lovely pinky goodies. There is a beautiful blue beads. I mean, I could almost add them just as they are, but I'll certainly be using them to embellish some of my pieces on the coral reef. So stay tuned if that's something that's sounding interesting to you. There's a lovely amount of these pinky luminescent beads. So you can see I was good. I did focus on some of the things I was after. I did get tempted by some other things, as you could see. Some lovely goldy ones, lots and lots of strands of goldy coloured ones here. There are, and lots of these came in sort of like, big mixed bags as well. This has some lovely vintage metal work, and then it's got some of these lovely black beading and these really interesting long blue beads. Let's click again so you can hopefully see okay. And some gorgeous orangey, both the sort of more glimmery ones, and then the more sort of matte coloured, although they're still shiny, but they're the sort of see-through ones, and then the flat colour ones. A bunch of beautiful blue goodies, so some more beautiful blue beads, both the long ones, the glass ones, and some earrings, pearl earrings. Some more lovely blues. So they'll be, I was even thinking they could even go around my reef to kind of symbolise the water. or my reef might just be the edge of it, might just be the edge of the piece. Another mixed bag of threads. I think these are specialty like silk and wool threads, but again, just a great resource to be able to pull what I need out of them. Hopefully I was showing you on camera. Put those over with my threads. I've got some, again, this is probably more for my display table, but who knows, they might be useful to use as well. I got some little thimbles. This one has a bird on it. This one has Home Sweet Home. This has little pansies, and this is a bell. Lovely wooden bell. That was just from, I think they're 50 cent, two for $1 one. There was this beautiful ceramic bead, and I thought this is a very cute little, I don't know if it was originally a pin cushion. I should actually try it out, but I'll probably put it with my little pin cushions. Yep, no, I think it was meant to be a pin cushion, and I thought what a sweet little tiny design if you had a pouch or something. So I'm going to have to look at how that's been made. Very cute. And yeah, I'll put those out with my little collectibles. And some more very heavy beads. Lovely sort of paint spatter effect on those. Almost like Millefiore. But I don't think they are, although they could be. But I think they've been painted. So heavy. And then some lovely brown and bronze beads. And they're such good quality when they're the vintage beads compared to the beads you get today. Again, I just thought these ones could be great for the coral reef, and some pearly type ones. And a massive bag. I think it's actually still a necklace potentially. It is, yes. A huge necklace. But again, that gives you a lot of strands. If you're wanting to create little texture pieces, you don't have to do all the beading yourself. You can kind of meander it around something, and it's just, yeah, it will save time, particularly on a large scale piece where I might want a few strands sort of embroiled together. And even for these clasps and things which I can reuse, yeah, great value, great bargains to be found. I can't remember if they had as many beads at past ones, or I think this was not from the Embroiderers Guild, it was from another lady, and they are all vintage braids, and some really interesting pieces in here. Look at this one. Lovely rope. Oh, was this the one I was looking at? Oh no, I think there's another one in here that's particularly, but yeah, just very good quality compared to the sort of the more trashy ones you can get these days. This one is amazing. It's got little beads on the edge of it, which is quite incredible. I don't know if the camera's in focus. So yeah, little treasures, some ribbon, some more very vintage trims. So again, that could be for a texture fibre project or for embellishments. This was a bag, and I don't even know what these are meant to be for. It has some of these in here, which I don't have a plan for yet. But for these little rings, I thought they would be fabulous even for what I've been doing with my little vintage embroidery necklaces. You could use these, or even treating them like a little miniature frame on something and doing that stitching over the edge that I did on one of my Fleur Woods pieces from the retreat. So that's what I was thinking when I saw those. And I know many of you like to see or hear the ideas that I have for things. Lots of longer beads. Again, I'll make the camera focus. And a bag of, I think this was from one of the other sellers. It was just a bag of different pieces kind of coordinated to go together. Some lovely little vintage pieces. And this, yeah, again, fabulous for sort of textile and fibre, sort of nature's textures pieces. So I thought that could be very handy. And sometimes I like to just have a little curated bundle. These are all tassels, and I thought these could be really useful for my coral reef, because look at these. Look at these, fabulous. Couldn't they just be wonderful little jellyfish and other things on the coral reef? And then some big old wooden beads, and some round beads, which are great for sort of wrapping. And because I'm making a large scale coral reef, it's good to have some larger size pieces that I can wrap and then stitch into with thread. Got this one, which is a lovely little brooch. I thought it was very sweet, so that was from one of the other stores. The Embroiderers Guild was selling these bags. I got some of these at a previous market from another seller, but they had these little ceramic animals, and I thought they were super cute, lovely to put on pouches. And I wanted to get a few more of the birdie ones, so I'll put them with my other collection. And I have used a few on some projects so far. And then a whole bag of this trim, which again I thought could be fabulous to use as little sort of things poking up from the coral reef. Let me focus in. Sometimes a bit hard for the camera to pick everything up, but they're little crochet little baubles, but they've got this little opening in the top, so I think I can do stitching in and have like little beads cascading out of them. So that was all the goodies from the Embroiderers Guild. Let me now show you the lovely goodies that I got from the white vintage. So let me just not get the light shining on it. The white vintage on Etsy, Susan Lee. And she sent me this beautiful parcel. So I spotted on her Instagram that she had a package of goodies that was a strawberry themed package. So let me just move these to the side. And I'm, from my first little glimpse at it, I am absolutely delighted. But let's have a look through it together. So isn't that lovely? An embroidery, beautiful rose, and I think her prices were really reasonable for what you get in this pack. I think it's even more than what I even saw on the Etsy design, on the Etsy page. Look at that, beautiful beading and embroidery. I love when they're sort of unfinished, and that's going to be a beautiful colour probably to put on my family heirloom quilt. And if I did that, I wouldn't actually cut it out. I'd leave these little labels on it, because I think it's kind of beautiful to have these partially finished pieces. You know, I love my vintage rickracs, and this is definitely vintage. Susan wrote me a beautiful note, and she said that she's actually watches my channel here. So hi, Susan, and I'll give her a link, obviously, because I like to promote people that are selling lovely things. And Susan's been collecting for over 30 years, and she's just starting to, probably not just starting, but she's definitely on a bit of a focus of, destashing some goodies. Isn't that beautiful? Feels lovely. And so this is all in the strawberry pack, and then I purchased some other things. So some beautiful vintage hexies, some more lovely fabrics. So these are just going to be great colours to go with the strawberry themed piece. Lovely colours again. I'll just click to make sure I'm in focus. It's going to be fabulous. So I'll keep all these together with my strawberry goodies. Some beautiful roses, some raspberry coloured. So yeah, I think I'm veering towards a berry themed part of a tablecloth Monday strawberries, or a tablecloth, or tea towel. That's the word I want. But these will be great to cut out. Love these ones with the bobbly design on them. Again, like little plums or little berries of some description. Didn't even spot this in the the Etsy store. It's just so lovely, and I just love these vintage embroidered strawberries. Aren't they divine? Just lovely. Just the stitching on these. So that's a beautiful, beautiful cloth. It's got the passion flower, peach, I assume. What's that one? Is that grapevine? Strawberries. Is that figs? I'm not sure actually. But isn't that a sweet, sweet little napkin or little mat? And then some beautiful strawberry fabric. You can tell this is all very, very vintage, which is exactly the vibe I'm wanting for my project. A lovely white, probably from a tray cloth as well. Again, that's just going to go beautifully because the strawberries have those lovely white flowers. This was a big part of what I'd seen, and so thrilled to have this beautiful all pure linen made in Ireland. Tea towel, it's a huge size. Isn't that lovely? Just gorgeous. So that's fabulous. Oops, almost folded two pieces together. And then this lovely one. Look at that, lovely little path, and the little containers, almost like little berry, like cherry trees maybe. Some lovely, I love how faded and sort of aged this is, but again those beautiful colours to go with strawberry, and then some bright, vibrant, isn't that gorgeous? Look at that, and that's a very generous amount of that fabric. And again it's that lovely sort of seersucker type fabric. So that's brilliant. I don't have any of this sort of vintage, almost like vintage sheeting, but with the strawberries on. So thrilled with that. And then when I was on her Etsy, I had a look at what else she had, and saw that she had this beautiful piece which has hands across the sea, which has a lot of history. So if you type in hands across the sea crochet, you'll see a lot of history on it. So I love it. Really beautiful. Got a boat there, got luck, and so it was all about connection, I think. And I just thought that was a lovely piece. I didn't know it would be so big, and so that is gorgeous. Might have to also put that into my family heirloom kit. And then these I haven't even looked at. I'm just opening them up fresh. So these were also from the White Vintage from Sue or Susan. And I love the blue linens, and this was an entire set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those little ones, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just a lovely simple little design, but the linen itself is just gorgeous, and it's all beautifully pressed here. Probably got some aging spots on it. And then there's again 6 of these, I think. So they are lovely. Lovely cross stitch, and then lovely stitching around. And then this set of beautiful, I know there's still one more to come after this, so let's just check if there was more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these beautiful grape ones, and we've got winemakers in the family, so I thought these could be even nice to put out when we're having a family gathering. So it's probably come off my desk. So beautiful, 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 and very vintage, and absolutely love that. But I just love that this was a complete set with these little coasters and the match, and then these little ones, whether they would have been the placemat or something. So absolutely thrilled with those. And then I must have got another little bundle of goodies as well, because I find if I'm paying postage, I may as well get a few things, and then things are so well priced. And I think some of these might be actually little gifts. I can't remember. I'm going to have to go back to what I bought. But if you've sent me some gifts, Susan, that is absolutely sweet. Look at that, a beautiful M. They might have been, oh, and this one's got a C on it. They might have been part of a mixed pack. I think that's what they might have been. I can't remember. But just love them. Love the colours of that. The green. Look at that. Beautiful. A lovely edge on this one. It is a very long sort of table runner, I guess, and a beautiful cotton. This one has a butterfly on it. Again, I'll give all of these a good little soak. Sweet little design on it there. And we've got this one here. Beautiful lantern hanging down. I think that was Alex just trying to come and say good night, but I think he realised I'm doing a video. And then lovely green napkin, another one. This one has beautiful, is that a boat design? What is that design? Oh no, horses, that's what I would have got, because yeah, we've got the horse mad nephews and nieces, and that's beautiful. That will definitely go in the family heirloom quilt, I think, in my horsey section. And then look at this is huge. Oh, this has got someone's name, F. Cartwright, on it, and these lovely flowers, and it's obviously been well used, which I do love. Love all the stories, and this is just a really good thickness if you want to back a pouch or something as well, but I can definitely incorporate those stitcheries. So thank you so very much, Susan. I absolutely love all those gorgeous goodies, and I'm just blown away by the beautiful strawberry pack. That is just luscious. Love it. Look at that. Beautiful. So thank you for watching. I hope you've had some lovely thrifty finds yourself, and I will chat to you soon. Bye everyone.